At the bottom of the abyss, you will always find a voice of salvation. The darkest moments that you encounter in your life are the moments when the real and truthful message of your transformation is going to come. When you will face your biggest troubles, when you will be destroyed by your biggest traumas, you will be met with the truth, if only you will have the courage to look at it. Trouble and challenges are a part of life, but how many times have you actually had the courage to look at your own demons when you were at your lowest? How often have you accepted the mean and nasty traits of your personality instead of repressing and denying them? And most importantly, have you ever considered integrating them into your life to some degree, or have you always tried to remove them from your nature, to destroy them completely? I'm talking about your repressed anger and hate, friend, your desire for violence, your craving for low pleasures, your envy, greed, the less virtuous tendencies that are present in all of us, but which you refuse to even acknowledge, not to mention accept and deal with. Only in the moment when you will embrace all that you are, even the evil parts, will you be able to be a complete man, but owning your dark side involves confronting it and assimilating its contents into yourself. Such an encounter will happen in your darkest moments when all the things that you refuse to look at will catch up with you and your life will stagnate and lose its color and meaning. Whether what you will hear next will please you or not, you will have at least one moment in your life when you will recognize and feel the constricting effects of denial, when you will doubt the values you live by, and when you will watch your illusions about yourself and the world shatter. In such a moment you will be faced with some tough questions, friend, and the way you answer them can direct you either onto a path of destruction or a path of completeness. When facing your darkness, you will always have two options: to continue to ignore and repress it, or to admit it with the intention of integrating it into your life. To embrace the latter requires you to take up what you have rejected your whole life in the service of your ego ideal. To embrace humility, since it is not easy nor comfortable to accept the lesser traits of your personality, and to establish a new personal order that accounts also for your destructive side. Establishing that new order requires a very tough process of facing and realizing the illusions you have lived by. You will have to engage in experimentation, question your past beliefs and ideas, and explore the self-destructive patterns that you have evolved in growing up. Challenging your whole life will be a hard and painful task, friend, and the temptation to either rationalize your wrong choices and wrong beliefs as a necessary part of your development or to deny them completely will be very strong, because giving up these two evasions will lead you initially to despair, since your reality will be shattered. But remember that despair is the only cure for illusion. Without despair you cannot become grounded in reality. Keep in mind that despair is just a period of grief for the death of your fantasies, the passing away of the mythical pure hero without any speck of fault and darkness in his being that your ego has been projecting into your mind. This will be a critical moment in this process, since many do not survive this despair and fall back into the comfortable patterns of denial, but no major change within you can ever happen without it. Becoming a complete man will require you to embrace the light and dark parts of yourself simultaneously, to create a constructive relationship between your ego and your whole self. You must find the strength and humility within yourself to accept who you are and own even the nastiest, darkest and inferior parts of your identity. Such an integration of your darkest traits is on one hand a moral problem, since it will require you to analyze and understand what you have repressed, how you perform your repressions, and how you rationalize and deceive yourself as well as others through such actions, projecting your so-called flaws onto the world so that you can have scapegoats to point fingers at. On the other hand, this is a problem of love and understanding, and some interesting questions will come up along the way. How far can your love and understanding extend to the broken and ruined parts of yourself, the disgusting and the perverse? How much compassion do you have for your weaknesses? How far are you willing to go beyond your current beliefs to integrate the parts of yourself that are not accepted by many? Keep in mind, friend, that you, just like everyone else, have a dark side, and if your approach will be to cure yourself of it, Such an approach can easily degenerate into the aim of fixing your ego, getting stronger, better, growing in line with the goals of your ego, which more often than not are rigid copies of what the exterior world wants to see. Such an approach may feel constructive initially, but it will prove to be destructive and malevolent, since your war against the unaccepted parts of yourself will create in reality a monster concerned only with the concealing or even the destruction of your unaccepted parts in everyone around you. You will do whatever is needed to not be reminded about the traits that you are trying to keep out of sight. If you are not able to control violence, you will make it your mission to suppress it or eliminate it in everyone around you. If you are weak of heart when it comes to petty vices like having a drink or smoking a cigar, you will condemn everyone around you that can enjoy such vices without falling prey to addictions. When it comes to your rejected dark traits, your ego has to take the back seat and must serve, listen and cooperate. A humbling process in which you will find redemption for the dark parts of your personality, as well as strength to carry them with you. I dare you to be strong enough to do that, and I dare you to go one step further and learn to leave to some degree the elements that you denied so much in your life. Have the strength to see clearly the paradox that rotten garbage is also a great fertilizer, and embrace some of the traits that you denied and repressed your whole life. To become a complete man means to have a genuine acceptance of who you are. I dare you to discover your humanity in the things that you do not accept about yourself, and I challenge you to have the strength to accept and embody at times these elements. When faced with your demons, will you be able to stand up straight and own your darkness, or will you shy away and throw the blame onto someone else? The choice is yours to make.